Do you have this strong intuitive feeling that you are just destined to build a business and a life that stands out amongst the rest, but you just don't know how to get there? I feel you. I've been there, and I can see that you are another fellow flamingo just waiting to take flight. My name is Megan Shallow, social media guru and founder of BNL Media Consulting, and this is exactly what I have done through building my own beautiful empire that has become a unicorn in the social media management world, as well as a safe space for entrepreneurs to feel empowered with their digital marketing. All of this was founded on the basis of 3 magical words: breathe, nourish, and love. Are you ready to learn how to be that entrepreneur who shows up online and offline with confidence, has a business that makes an impact in this world, and lives a life full of connection, love, prosperity, and joy? If the answer is yes, then let's go. Welcome back, fellow flamingos of Fly Flamingo Fly. This is your host, Megan Shallow, founder of BNL Media Consulting, a social media management agency that builds and drives sales through the power of community building on social media for businesses. And it's so much fun, and we love it. And today's podcast episode is titled, let me find it. Hold on. I had it written down. Finding Freedom at 30. And today I just realized that I needed to talk about this because it is my reality and I did not see it coming, and I definitely did not see it happening this quickly. I have a business that I've been building for 5 years now, and I've been working alongside an amazing mentorship program for women called Living in Balance that helps women find this freedom. And I thought this was going to take me a lot longer than it has. It's 5 years in the making, 3 years as an incorporation, 2 years as a freelancer before that. And it's pretty amazing. And it's exciting. And I'm so grateful. And I'm excited for the next chapter. And I wanted to share with you some things that I've learned as I've discovered this newfound freedom. And it's not what everyone expects. That's the first thing that I want to put out there. It doesn't feel like what you would think it feels like. And when I say I'm free, it doesn't mean I'm a multi-millionaire. Fun fact, you don't have to be a multi-millionaire or even a millionaire to find the freedom in your life to have a business but not be attached to it from 9 to 5 or 6 till midnight or anything like that. It's possible. And you will become a millionaire eventually. And I know that's my route. Of course, I'm surrounded by a bunch of millionaire women in the Living in Balance space that have supported me to get to this first moment of finding the freedom. The next step is to steward and build the wealth. And we'll chat about that on another episode. But right now, I want to tell you my experience. What happened? I'm about to turn 31. When this podcast releases, it'll be probably less than 2 weeks until I turn 31. So this episode really is about closing off the year of my 30s and recognizing and celebrating how far I've come. But also this last year has been a wild ride in really honing in and appreciating the freedom that I've found and moving towards it rather than running away from it. And it is a weird feeling. I thought I'd have to be 65. Fun fact, you don't have to be 65 in order to have a day where you can wake up and do whatever you want and move at the pace that you want to and take on the responsibilities that you need to at the times that work best for you. I am not at the whim of my schedule anymore. And that's a pretty powerful thing. I love still having connection calls and meetings and working with my team, and BNL is continuing to grow, and I love helping that, but it's around my schedule. It's not around other people's schedules, and that's pretty powerful. So I've got 4 things written down because otherwise my brain goes all over the place. 4 things written down that I have recognized in my journey to freedom. I've recognized what that journey looks like, and signs, symptoms, feelings, meaning that you might be on the right track too. And for me, it's only been in the last year since I fully committed, jumped on payroll, had my team on payroll, really started to hone in on like getting licenses and insurance and IT stuff and just all the things that, businesses that are official do. I did that. I did all those things. And now we're here. And now I have this newfound freedom. And the first thing I can tell you right now is that it is very terrifying. It is scary. Tears will come. It is a guarantee. And I have been pretty scared for the last year, asking myself, what do I do with all that time? How do I what does this mean? I thought I'd have to wait like 20 years at least until I was in this place of like, I can breathe. Not 5. And so there's been a lot of fear. And I recognized this when I was traveling to Victoria a couple weeks ago. And I was sitting in front of the ocean and I was going to go in. I was like, yeah, I'm going to do one of these like cold dips and it's going to be great. And it's going to be cold, but I can do it. And I stood in front of the ocean and I looked out and I could see the bottom and it was fine. And it wasn't deep or anything like that. And I was just in my bathing suit and all I could feel was this fear. And I recognized, like, I'm not scared of water. For those that know me, I love swimming. I love water. I love the ocean. I love lakes. Anywhere that's water, I will go in. But for some reason, I stood there and all I could feel was fear. And I recognized, because I journaled about it, I had my journal with me, I couldn't go in. I couldn't go into this beautiful ocean knowing it was cold, so it would maybe be a little bit uncomfortable because I was too scared and I didn't have anyone else around me. And that metaphor, that symbolism really does resonate with how it feels to be standing in front of your business and realizing, okay, what's next? I'm done. Not necessarily I'm done B&L, but I've done what I came here to do for it, and now it's going to continue to grow with me supporting alongside. I don't have to be in it anymore. And so looking out at the ocean and realizing that there was just so much fear running through my body, I knew that it wasn't about the water. I've been in a state of fear for the last year, probably a little bit more, but this last year for sure, because as I reflect, I have done everything in my power to fill my time with things that did not need to fill my time in order to avoid being alone and being in this state and actually stepping in to being free. Free to be myself, free to curate my own schedule, free to breathe, free to slow down, free to eat consistently, free to exercise frequently every day, free to do everything with no excuses. I had no excuses left. The too busy excuse is no longer in existence. I cannot use it. If you're listening and that's something that you like to say that comes out of your mouth, oh, I'm too busy. I can't do this. I'm too busy. Recognize that now and maybe appreciate it while it's there because it's nice. But once you get to the freedom piece, you can't use that excuse anymore. And so I did not go into the ocean, everyone. I didn't. I let the fear win. And looking at it now as I'm reflecting, as I'm coming up to my last month in my 30th year, moving into 31, I realize that's kind of been the theme of this entire year for me. I have this beautiful business. I have built something so wonderful. I have an amazing team. I have so much support around me. And I'm scared because even though all of that is there, I am faced with being alone. And this is a solo journey, whether you're married with kids, if you have a partner, if you're single, this entrepreneurial journey is solo. And it's a lot of inner reflection in order to expand the capacity to get there. And of course, I am grateful that I do have some mentorship support from the wonderful women of Living in Balance to move me through these states of fear. But this fear has been like, I didn't really realize it was there until right now. And while I'm recording this episode today. And so thank you for allowing me to come to that. So the freedom piece, it's scary. We all work so hard and we hustle and we do everything that we can and we give everything to get to this place. But once you get to this place, you realize how much you have, or I have realized how much I've neglected pieces of myself in order to get there. And now, with all this freedom, I have the opportunity to pick up all the pieces and put them back together and build a stronger version of myself to move to the next level of where I want to take my business and my dreams and my wealth. So it's pretty powerful, but it's scary. So that's my first thought for all of you. Second, once the freedom hits and you get rid of all of those distractions that you've been trying to use in order to plug up the time since you've found all this freedom, for me, it was Zoom calls. Always booking Zoom calls with whatever, whoever, just to make sure I wasn't not busy. And then I got rid of them all. And that was when I realized, oh gosh, I have so much time. What was I doing? But now there's this lack of structure. And I am, if you're into astrology, I'm a Gemini. And also, I definitely resonate with the ADHD brain. And that means I can ebb and flow and do all the things all at once and all the time. But when I have nothing to do, I kind of go a little crazy, or I go numb and I don't do anything. I'll just I'll freeze. And so I've been in like a fight or flight response for so long, and it's been so fun, and the dopamine hits are crazy. And then now I'm kind of coming down, and with the freedom, there's a lack of structure that occurs. And kudos to my dad for going first into the freedom world by retiring a couple years ago. He has been the inspiration to this. He is living his best life. I have never seen such a wonderfully happy retired man just doing him, just like being himself, doing what he wants to do. But he has structure. He has a routine. It's a routine that fuels him and makes him feel awesome. But it is a routine and it's a structure. So that's something that I've had to implement in the last couple weeks to really connect to that. And structure looks different for everyone. For me, I still love to ebb and flow. So I don't okay, you have to do this at 9 o'clock, then you have to do this at 10 o'clock, then you have to do this at 11. But I do have a checklist of all of the things that I would like to accomplish in a day. And they're not intense things. I've got a checkbox for exercise. I've got a checkbox for how much water I want to drink. Fun fact, I'm trying to drink, or am drinking, a gallon of water a day, and it has been a game changer. I do have meditation. It's 10 minutes. It's not anything crazy, but it's 10 minutes of meditation. I've got one cold shower in there. I've got clean eating, really big goal of mine, because I've been working on balancing hormone stuff. Fun. And so gluten-free, dairy-free, nothing too restrictive, but enough to give me guidelines and structure. Creating that and having check boxes every single day, that has been extremely helpful for me to navigate as I kind of go through these ebbs and flows of spiraling of, am I doing enough? Am I enough? Questioning these things. How do I deserve to be here? Do I deserve to have this freedom right now when so many do not? And what can I do next in order to make sure that more people can feel this way? And so the structure piece has allowed my creativity to have a safe space to continue to thrive, but not enough space that I go numb and then everything just goes blank. So that's been really powerful. So that's number 2. And number 3, the past will arise to make you take steps back rather than move forward towards more freedom. So patterns have been arising over and over in the last year, reminding me of where I used to be and what I used to let slide and what I used to do, whether it was overgive, move towards relationships that were not helpful for me, spending too much money on things that were not actually serving me, all of those different things. There's a list of them. I won't go down the whole list, but I have had some really interesting experiences and just went through another one where the history repeated itself. And I was like, how am I here again? And one of my mentors, Andrea, she said, it's just a test. it's a test to make sure. Are you wanting to go ahead? Are you wanting to leave this behind? And so I've been resisting this freedom for so long, and I've been doing all the things that I used to do when I started my business, but had to let go of and thought I had moved past it and was like, no more. I'm so strong. I can do it. I'm good. And then history repeated itself, but I got out faster. But I have noticed that that's what's been happening because I have been so fearful of actually stepping into this next zone with my company and with myself. So if you're listening and you're feeling like you're so close to that freedom piece, but you just feel like it's just a few steps away, maybe that's happening. Take a look. See if anything in your personal life is reflective in your business and vice versa. I'd be curious to hear and see and learn if that's something that resonates with you. And number 4, the freedom at 30. It's a flippin' blessing. I am so grateful. I set out with breatheNourishLove.com, signing off every blog saying, sincerely, just another millennial trying to find a healthy and sustainable lifestyle. And that's it. And I didn't realize at the time when I was writing that was actually going to be so possible in my 30th year of being on this planet. So to you who is listening right now, I want to say thank you. And I also want to let you know that it is possible. This is possible. I'm not going to hype it up and say there's 10 steps to finding freedom by the time you're 30, because there is not. If I had to write down every single step I had to take, it would be over 10,000 steps in order to get here. And sometimes the steps would go backwards and then they'd go forwards and then they'd go backwards again. And then they'd take like a few steps forward. And then it'd be a roller coaster ride and then we'd be back. So there's no easy way to do it. The tears will come because every time I notice when I'm moving forward into a bigger level of my business or my personal development, the emotions are there. And usually they're positive. They're positive and negative. I cry when I'm grateful. I cried today because I realized how grateful I am to have this and to be able to support other women in order to be able to have this. For those that don't know, I have stepped into a mentorship position within Living in Balance. So I am able to help women entrepreneurs who resonate and align with similar values to myself, help them achieve this too. And there's a sense of inner peace that comes with this freedom, and it's uncomfortable. I am so grateful watching my parents work so hard to build the life that they wanted for myself and my sister, and having to sacrifice a lot in order to get that. I am grateful that I am at a place where I'm going to build something where I will not have to do that. And I want to help others not have to do that as well. So that is why I do the work that I do. It's my give back within the Living in Balance space. And this is my give back to you right now, that freedom is possible. And it only took me 5 years. I didn't do it alone. I did not do this alone. I have had a lot of support, and I always continue to mention Living in Balance because the majority of the support has come from that space, along with the support of my closest friends and family that understand me at a soul level. And even the past stuff, the people from the past, the experiences from the past, all of that helped me get to where I am today. And it's being free. By the time I turn 31, I can officially say that I have found freedom in my life. And now I get to continue to build the life that I want on my own terms with everything that I want in it, and releasing and everything else that no longer serves me. I just finished a post on our social media and mentioned the process of building a business is all about riding with the ebb and flow and constantly letting go. And you have to let go. You have to let go of your business and allow it to grow. You have to let go of your mind chatter to allow your intuition to come through and really make those good decisions. You have to let go of the past people, the past experiences that served you to get you to where you are today, but no longer are needed in your future, and to let go of any expectations of how you expected things to be or things to feel. Success is not what success does not feel like what they talk about in the business books. And it's a really vulnerable place to be. And I'm really excited to be able to share my story with this, because I think it's a good alternative. So you know that you're on the right track. You're doing great where you are today. You listening with me, my voice in your headphones, talking to you. You're doing great with where you're at right now. And I'm so excited for what you're going to do next. And I hope that something in this lands for you or resonates. And I cannot wait to continue to share as I continue to learn as I navigate this next chapter of my life and my business. And I am so grateful for you and for everyone that listens to this and supports on social. If there's something that you'd love to ask, or any topics or questions that you have about this or anything else, do not hesitate to send me a DM or shoot me an email or send an inquiry through the website. I am always happy to chat, and I love to learn more about other people in business, what they've learned, and I cannot wait to share even more as I continue to grow and as BNL continues to grow. So thank you so much for listening wherever you are, whatever you're doing. I hope you have an amazing rest of your evening, morning, afternoon, and I look forward to chatting with you again soon. Have a good one. Thank you so much for joining us on another episode of Fly Flamingo Fly with BNL. We are so grateful you stopped by, and we hope that something from today's conversation ignited the inspiration you were looking for so that you can keep moving forward towards the life of your dreams. This podcast was produced by BNL Media Consulting with the amazing help of Podigy Podcasts. We'd love to hear your takeaways from this episode, so be sure to leave us a review, as well as give us a follow on Instagram at BNL Social. If you need any help with your social media marketing, feel free to visit our website at www.bnlmediaconsulting.com, and we would be more than happy to support you. We hope you have an amazing day, and we cannot wait to connect with you again next time. Have a good one, everyone.